Hi, I'm Dennis Coleman from Accountant's Desktop. This video will demonstrate our 2022 CGT calculator for the sale of shares. There is a separate workbook for the sale of cryptocurrency, which is identical to this workbook but for the decimals in the quantity column. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up below. And don't miss any of our future videos by clicking on the subscribe button. Simple CGT calculations can be entered directly into your tax software, so no additional worksheets are required. However, others can be challenging and require extra work. For example, the sale of multiple parcels of shares in one transaction, the reduction of the cost base of those shares to account for returns of capital, the calculation of the cost per share to identify which of the total holdings to sell to get the best tax outcome, and the preparation of a list of shares on hand at the 30th of June for future sales. You can use this calculator both before the event for tax planning purposes or after the event to calculate the gain. This is our CGT workbook for the sale of shares with some sample data already loaded. The worksheet has numbered blocks of data, and a separate block should be used for each sale transaction. At the top of each block you enter sell details, and directly underneath you enter buy details into that section for all shares held in the company, including any return of capital. The worksheet will calculate the cost base of each parcel and the cost per share. In the profit and loss section, the quantity off defaults to the quantity purchased on each row. Where not all shares have been sold, an out of balance error will be displayed at the bottom of that section, and you need to edit the quantity off to ensure that the total off matches the total sold. In doing so, and on the basis of the cost per share, you will then have the opportunity to choose those shares to sell that will give you the best tax outcome. While in most cases you'll want to minimise the gain, there will be circumstances where it is in the client's interest to maximise the gain. For example, where there are other capital losses or revenue losses to absorb. In our sample data, I'll choose to sell just 50 of the shares acquired on the 15th of March 2018 because they have the lowest cost per share, which will help me minimise the gain. After correcting any out of balance error, the worksheet displays the accounting profit or loss and discount or other capital gains and or capital losses for each row. The final section in each block shows details of the remaining shares in each parcel, including the date of acquisition, quantity on hand and cost base. The last column in the balances section is where you record the status of each row with the remaining balance. Select either sale later this year or on hand at the 30th of June. For those shares sold later in the same year, you copy and paste the balance details into the buy details section of a subsequent sale. For those shares on hand at the 30th of June, details will be transferred to the holdings at 30 June sheet for use in any subsequent sale. For our example, I'm going to show the status of the first parcel on the screen as on hand at the 30th of June. We can now go to the holdings at the 30th of June sheet, and you can see that this particular parcel of shares has been shown with the date of acquisition, quantity held and the cost. In each block of data you can add additional rows and delete selected rows. And the buy details in each block can be sorted in chronological order. At the top of the sheet there's a summary of the total accounting profit or loss and a dissection of capital gains or losses and calculation of the net gain. Thank you for watching this video on our CGT calculator for the sale of shares in cryptocurrency. Don't forget, if you liked the video, please give it the thumbs up below. And don't miss any of our future videos by clicking on the subscribe button. My details are shown on the screen, so please feel free to contact me for any further information.